Talk about the Run Club. Let's talk about kicking off Run for Your Life. And let's really, hey, when do the Run Clubs meet? Where do they meet? What do people need to expect to do when they come to their first Run Club?
Okay, first I'll go over the schedule. It's all local people. When I say local, mostly Pittsboro, but we have Silas City, Chapel Hill, and some outlying areas, Briar Creek.
And we do want all of Chatham County. People Radio looks to all Chatham County, so hopefully the Run Club can grow and we can just have all these nice little run clubs throughout Chatham County.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, that's okay. And we also sometimes go to other run clubs, like Carborough has a good-sized run club. So we kind of cross-pollinate with some of the other local run clubs, and they put us on the races. But getting back to our schedule, we have several pub runs that go every single week. Mondays we run at BMC Brewery at 5 o'clock. We meet in the first parking lot where you pull in.
And if folks don't know where BMC Brewery is, how can they find that?
That's at the plant, the beverage district.
District, back behind the credit union, Lorax Lane.
Lorax Lane, where Fair Game Distillery is, a fantastic place. A lot of especially this time of year when the weather gets nice, there's outside gazebos, there's all kinds of room to roam around. They have a food truck out there, full-time now. It's a great place to run.
I love that area out there. Just aesthetically, how the sun sets and rises. It is a good location. So again, that's BMC on
Mondays. At 5 o'clock.
Right.
And you don't have to be right on time. We're not, we don't all step off at the same time. If we know you're coming, or you just show up in the parking lot, nobody's going to leave you behind. We're going to make sure you know the route. We don't all run together. We kind of watch out for each other. So if you're new, you're not going to get out there and not know the route, not know your way back. We'll make sure somebody walks with you if that's what you're doing, or runs with you until you've shown up a few times. Usually we run from BMC up to through town to the Food Lion, hang a right, go on to Thompson, then to Fire Tower Road up to the Fire Tower. That's like almost 5 miles. But there's various places you can turn around and do 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 miles there.
So that's the Monday.
That's the Monday. Tuesdays, usually our big night. That's kind of where this phase of our run club has been running consistently for years. We usually have about 20 people. House of Hops, the new House of Hops over near the Chatham Park, across from the high school. And over there, same thing. We meet at 5 o'clock. Some people leave at 5:30, so we're kind of flexible on the time. And we have road and trail options over there. Some of us will run over to the high school and run the cross country. It's a gravel path, really nice. Other than crossing 15501, there's no traffic around there. Just a great place to run. Or we have a couple routes going out the other way to Chatham Park. So that's every Tuesday night. At 5 o'clock and 5:30 at the House of Hops. They have discounted pizzas next door, discounted beers, 25 taps, great place. They reserve a table inside for us. It'll have a little sign on there, but we meet in the parking lot right out front.
So what I'm hearing is, get there, do your 5 miles, burn about 1,200 calories or so. Then you get to sit down and carve it back up with some beer and pizza?
Beer and pizza, if you want. And usually people will bring snacks. Sometimes homemade snacks. Wade usually brings a big old can of peanuts. So there's usually a little bit of refreshments there. But there's also the Mexican restaurant and the pizza place almost right next door, and they all give discounts.
And that's on Tuesday. That's
Tuesday, 5 o'clock.
5:30. Yep. And again, basically what I'm hearing, you meet people where they are, basically. If somebody wants to walk, people to walk with them. Somebody wants to walk some, run some, do the whole day. You can just...
You'll see us in the parking lot. You can tell runners, they've got the shorts on. They've got the sneakers on.
Wants to come and observe and catch the vibe.
They're welcome to do that. Well-behaved dogs on a leash are welcome. We have people pushing little baby buggies sometimes. So everybody's welcome. All faces, all paces. We'll make sure you don't...
I like that. Yeah. All faces, all paces. And... not to tell people what to do, but it's almost, certain mornings I get up and I say, this is a no excuse day. Yeah. There's no excuse not to get out there and run. You know what I'm saying? So as the weather, especially in the evening, starts to get nice, and if you've been at work all day or whatever, been in front of a computer, it's almost no excuse just to get out and just be in the beautiful environment and just the nice sunshine. It's almost no excuse.
It is.
You live in North Carolina, man.
You're right. And it's all great people. There's nothing competitive here. It's all just to have a good time, help support each other. We welcome new people. We need new people. we're getting, we want some. We don't want to hear the same old lies, the same old race stories. We need some new people to come out and meet with us and
All right,
run.
so that's Tuesday.
Yeah. Then Wednesday, they usually have a pop-up run somewhere, and that'll be on our Facebook page. Thursday, we're at Thirsty Skull Tap Room in Pittsboro, which just opened up recently.
By the Phoenix Bakery.
Yep, same thing, 5 o'clock, 5:30. You can either run or walk the track right behind the tap room, or we have a route or two through town, different ways, and you can just meet up and talk in the parking lot. Same thing, figure out how far people go. But be assured, if you're new there, nobody's just going to run off and leave you. We'll make sure that you know the route. You find your way back if you're not familiar with the area. So
now we ran into one another yesterday. You had on a really cool Thirsty Skull Run Club T-shirt.
It wasn't Run Club, but they're working on one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're working on one. Yeah,
I'm not sure how many miles one must put in before earning
usually
a T-shirt.
most pub runs, you get a free T-shirt after showing up for 20 runs.
Okay,
so
all right.
House of Hops has a nice blue, kind of a coveted T-shirt we all have when we do different races.
Nice.
We do the Shikori Hills 40-mile relay in December, and they have a camp out 3-day festival. But we have Team Fancy Pants and a couple other teams that we do. You just run 4 miles each, and it's just a great time.
So for those of you, and Steve, you were quite modest about that, but yeah, man, you get it in. Let me go back to that. You do some long runs, some big trails. I mean, man, and then you fix axes to take with you to clear the trails. I don't know how you do all that.
I'm glad you kind of brought that up. Running, and like I've said in the past, I really come from a long-distance hiking background. That was really my main thing, my love. Running and hiking are very selfish endeavors. It's all about you. You want to hike, you want to run. Kind of offset that, I've gotten over the years to want to pay things forward and pay things back a little bit. So one of the trail clubs I belong to is the Uwharrie Trailblazers, an hour from here, right outside Asheboro.
Beautiful area.
And that's how I got into the axes and the saws and learning trail maintenance. And, us runners that run a lot of trails sometimes take it for granted when the
trail just came there?
Yeah, maybe it's forest rangers out there no, it's not. It's volunteers.
Or a pack of moose. Is that the plural? Moose? Anyway.
Meese, yeah. No. But, pay it. Same thing. You pay it back, pay it forward, learn new skills, meet great people. And a lot of hiking and running clubs, if that's what you want to call them, really have a big overlap with running and hiking. A lot of long-distance hikers become ultra runners and the other way around.
Okay, we're up to Thursday pop-up. No, Thursday, Thirsty Skull.
Thursday, yeah, that's our three main pub runs we have pretty much every single week, with Tuesday being the big one at the House of Hops in Pittsboro.
And I would like to, not that, again, I guess I'm telling all my favorite run secrets here, is that in town, in the evening or at night, it's a great run.
Absolutely.
Yep. It's beautiful. I would like to see if we could put together at least one night run on the least busiest night sometime in the summertime.
We can do that.
And do a night run.
That'd be cool.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
Big sky, beautiful stars, and there is something very nice about the nighttime.
That's
run.
usually how something like that happens. Last Saturday, Tori, one of our run club members, just said, let's have a pop-up run. We went out to Briar Chapel and ran some trails, and then it was early morning, had breakfast at Breakaway Cafe. It was just a pop-up run. We had like 7 or 8 people show up, and it's just fantastic.
I like that. And again, some of my favorite places to be here in town, again, the community college, that trail around there. And I believe it's just right under a mile. So for people, and let's make sure we cover this. So people looking, hey, how do I know how to track or how much distance I've covered? And I know everyone can do, what's that, something my run or whatever.
A lot of people, when I first started, I just carried my phone, and you can download a free Strava. There's all kinds of health tracking. Most people have an Apple Watch today that will kind of keep, my wife does, keep track of her mileage. When you get a little more serious running, you can get an actual Garmin GPS watch that'll really accurately count all that stuff. But you don't need that to start. And sometimes you can get so far down that rabbit hole of technology that it takes the fun aspect away from running.
You want to listen to your body. And we were talking about that, listening to the body as far as the breath and how far you're running. And here, let's tap on this very quickly. What about those moments when you run? All right, here's the beginning of the run often for me. oh, this sucks. Oh, it's going to be a long time. Oh, I don't feel like running. Oh, I should have said, blah, blah, blah. But I put music in my ears too. So then about 5.5 minutes in, I started thinking, oh, what are my kids are doing at school? Oh, this and that. Then about another 10 minutes in, oh, look at those flowers over there. Oh, they're putting a new bill. All of a sudden, you realize you're not thinking about the run. Right. You're just thinking and clearing out your mind and all. What about that aspect of the run of just, oh, I just put in 3-4 miles and didn't even know. That's a great place to get to.
That's what I call a golden run. When you get into training for certain races, you get so serious and so into the mileage and the time. Sometimes it can take the fun out of it. Sometimes it's good just to set the phone, the watch, the earbuds, everything down, and go out the front door and just run, just have fun. If you see something interesting, stop. Nature, whatever.
I will say that is a benefit of once you get some hours in and you know where your breath is and you know the run. It's like, I'm going to go for a run in the sun and look at the flowers and the run becomes secondary. It's almost like I'm going for a drive.
Exactly.
Or I'm going for a fly.
And I don't know a single runner that on days, and there's many days, when you go out the door, you absolutely do not feel like running. But by the time you come back, something happens during that run that changes both your mindset, your body, and it's magical. I don't know.
Well, I always say it's not about what I feel like doing. Thus, I'm a morning runner. I like to get up, get out the door, whether I feel like it or not, because I know that when I'm taking that shower, getting my day started, it's a little pat on the back that I got out there, and no one can take that from me. And then how I'm grounded, emotionally, spiritually, ready to deal and talk to a lot of people, all because I got that morning run in, and I dealt with me first.
You get out and moved. Yep. To quote Chris McDougall in that book, Born to Run, you don't have to be a runner to enjoy this book. But and I'm losing my train of thought here. But he said, we are all runners. Every one of us is a runner. If you don't believe that, you're not just denying. You're denying who we are. Human beings are runners. That's how we all got to where we are today. And I always try to remember that in the back of my mind. That's what our upright bodies, that's what we evolved to do, is to carry ourselves over varied terrain with grace and ease, and that's what...
And to be functionally fit.
Absolutely, and we'll get into that in another show, I hope.
We'll get into that. We'll get into talking to your body, where your arms, your gait, having right form. I mean, we got a lot of shows.
Without a doubt. Who hasn't been down on the ground or the floor at my age with their grandkid and didn't make the old man noises getting back up? We all do that. You have to practice these functional movements of just squatting and getting down, crawling and climbing and balance.
Who tried to hurdle a trash can on the sidewalk over by Angelina's one morning with a line of traffic waiting to turn into the school because they used to run high hurdles and thought, oh, they can hurdle this trash can and clip the back foot while hurdling it and tumbled for everyone to see in their cars. Who did that? That was me. But I popped back up and kept running with all the scab and blood on my knee.
I've done the same thing when they were building the new part going through town, the brick sidewalk. I was running along and I saw that new wall, nice and flat. I jumped up on top of it, not realizing as you ran, the wall got higher and higher. So I jumped off the end. It was a Sunday. I didn't think anybody was around. So I jumped off the end and didn't stick the landing at all. I kind of did a roll and popped back up. I had skinned my knee and my elbow. And when I got back up, I didn't realize all these construction workers were doing the concrete. They're all holding up fingers to give me a score.
But you know what? We will take those moments any day
Absolutely.
Of the week.
Yep.
So I have to say that for your first time coming on to Pittsboro Radio, you've done a great job, Steve.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for the invite.
Know one more time about when the run clubs meet, the Facebook, and all that, if you would, please.
Yes, if you forget the times, the best thing to do is just get on Facebook. We're actually working, one of the ladies in the club is working on the Instagram side of that to make it, but just the Pittsboro Running Club on Facebook will always have pop-up runs on there, all the weekly pub runs, races that may be of interest to some or all of the people in the run club. Even sometimes a funny or a running article we'll throw up there.
And you know what? I have to say that I've yet to go to a run club. But I do run. I do run. But now I put myself in the position.
Just come to one Tuesday night, House of Hops, and then you'll learn about all the other runs.
All right, I'm going to be there Tuesday. Cool. If you're listening and you come and say, hey, I heard you on Pittsboro Radio, I will buy you a beer. I hope not many people are listening.
I'll buy yours. I'll buy yours.
But yeah, come out and support. I will be there Tuesday. I'm going to wear my raggedy running shoes. Y'all will know.
There you go. And also they have non-alcoholic beer there too. A good selection. So some of us are into that.
So I have to say, we're kicking off our April health wellness. So I do a little cleanse thing to where it's no alcohol. So I'm about to do another 30, 35 days
Very good.
of no alcohol, my friend. Did you know they have non-alcoholic Guinness? Have you tried it?
Yeah, I saw it, but I have not tried it. Yep.
It can be
right here in the market they have it.
It can be your friend. It's like
absolutely. Yep.
So, Steve, you made it. Your first
Thank
time
you. I got through it.
Radio, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Steve. You can't catch him. You can only chase him. Steve chase y'all. And Steve, you got to come back now because we got to keep doing Run for Your Life. We got so many people to bring on and so much stuff to talk about. But I'm going to get outside and try and get a run in today because, I mean, it's a beautiful day. I'll probably be at the community college today because this seems to be a community college type run day for me. But before I go, I say this every week, and did I do it last week? My mom listens to the show, and there's music that she likes when I play. So I try and make sure that every time before I end the show, I play my mama's favorite song.
There you go.
So if I have not played my mama's favorite song, then I feel bad, but I try and make sure that I always play my mom's favorite song. And you say, why is that her favorite song? Well, and this is a song I like to listen to because it's kind of like running. It's a song called Fly the Bird. It's my mama's favorite song. Y'all put on your wings, get out there and fly. Thank you to Steve. You can't catch me, Steve Chase. Listen to Pittsboro Radio. Tell a friend. Come out to the Run Club. Pittsboro Radio, a higher frequency. Be good to somebody. Put your wings on, y'all. It's time to fly.